Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Makerspace with our friend, your friend, Mr. Donnie Bless, coming on last minute. This was a last minute edition, I'm honest. But I wanted to catch up with him and get all the Blade Show updates from him because I am behind on all of that. I'm not sure why that was on. But yeah, so we're going to get caught up with all of that. So I just wanted to pop in, say hey to everybody, and we're just going to hang out, chat knives, talk a little bit about Blade Show and how Donnie's experience with that. I know the last time you were on, you had mentioned Blade Show, and you were like, that's a whole nother topic. And so I want to get into it because next year I want to be there. So I'm already kind of putting the wheels in motion to do that. So I want.
Yeah, it seems like you've been already hustling out some extra stuff.
Yeah, I've got to put some funds together for it, and got some people I am planning to do some stuff with. Maybe doing an Airbnb type situation with a bunch of people. So we will see. But the plans are in motion. So
that's the way to go.
Say hey to everybody who is here. We got Kathleen Smith, moderator and channel member. What is going on, Kathleen? BNA, hello. War Room EDC. What's going on, my friend? Moderator and channel member. Marco, always hanging out in every live stream that there ever is. So
right.
You always see Marco. Jorge Chavez, welcome. Jim Miller, moderator and channel member. What's going on, Jim? Always awesome to see you. And that is Dan Kenman. What is going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Kelly's Mishmash, moderator and channel member. What's going on, Kelly? Ryan Ellis, channel member. What's going on? Rolf Robertson, hello, channel member. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. LCap, what's going on, LCap? You're just going to lurk. That is perfectly fine, my friend. You lurk away. We're just going to be chatting. So, Donnie, congrats, because I heard you had a complete sellout.
I did. I had a great show, man. It was awesome. Yes. Very thankful.
Yeah, that's awesome. SC Knife Monkey, what's going on, man? Yeah, that's so cool. I've talked to, so I guess it's a hit or miss, because my buddy Corey Holly, who has been on here before and everybody met, I did the collaboration project with. He was there. He was like, it was the best, worst show I've ever had.
All right.
He sold, but he didn't sell as much as he would like, but he picked up a bunch of stuff. So
nice.
I know he got like sheets of G10 and some steel and stuff really cheap. So
that's cool.
So he got some cool stuff, but
yeah, working shows is a dice roll, man. You know, like I worked a Blade Show West last year and I didn't sell anything, you know what I mean? So
yeah, it's tough. What's up, William? What is going on? I know Chris War Room EDC saw you there at Blade Show. I know he was there.
I got to meet Chris. That was cool.
Yeah, Chris is a good guy. He's local to me, or fairly local to me, so he's been over here. But yeah, so how many did you have? You had like what, 8?
Fucking two.
You had at least
I had like 7. Yeah. 7.
You had 7 blades and you sold all of them. That's freaking awesome.
Yes, sir. I was it was awesome, man, because I sold out by pretty early day 2. So, you know, cut the show short. I got to walk around and talk to some people. And yeah, it was really cool, man.
I mean, just based on the footage that I saw coming out of there from like people like Dan Kenman, Tim B, what's going on? Brian White, hello. But just from seeing people like that walking around the show, Friday and Saturday slammed, and then Sunday was a very quick drop off.
Yep. Yeah, Sunday's always pretty ghost town. A lot of makers bail out if they sell. You know, if they sell their stuff, they just fucking bail. So yeah, Sunday is always kind of weird. Good day to get deals though if people are trying to not go home with stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's when everybody's like, I need to move this product. I don't want to go home with it. So
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. If you can hold out. It's right.
What you bring too, you know, like some guys bring 40, 50 knives, you know, and like probably not going to sell 50 knives. So,
yeah,
you know, and I only brought 7, you know, so I mean, I don't know. It's just a weird dynamic, and there's no like trick to it. I don't think, you know.
it's a roll of the dice, like you said. It's just like you win, you lose, maybe, but it's always about getting out there and talking to people and getting people.
Oh yeah.
It could turn into a sale down the road, or you never know. So, here, Goons, what's going on? Blaze Burger, hello, hello. Who else did I have? Mako F. Oh, he must be talking about you. He ain't talking about me, man. who's that on the right? Mako F. You have fans, my friend. But yeah. Said Stevie. What's up, Stevie? What is going on? You stripped a T6 pocket clip screw? Oh no. Goondocks, what's going on?
Yo.
I had fun buying, but the main event was getting to meet everybody. Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing. And that's why I want to go next year. I don't plan on having a table. I don't want a table. I don't want the stress of being married to a table the entire show. I want to go. I want to hang out. I want to experience. I want to be able to walk around, meet you, meet Stevie, since Stevie said hi to me already at this year's show, but it was my doppelganger and it really wasn't me.
I heard about that.
So, Stevie, it's next year, my friend. If you make sure it's me, but we can hug it out, my friend. We'll be good. But
buddy.
Donnie has knife groupies. Yeah, I'm sure he does have knife groupies for what he has.
Where are they at? What up? Bring me some booze and cigarettes.
Donnie's like, yeah, man, just buy a knife. I'm good. You saw him too? He did look like me? That's funny. That's funny. Robo Stevo is in the house. Watch out. Robo's here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Tim B sent this to me. James Brand has some major discounts going on. I think for like $30, you can get into one of the James Brand knives. Pretty cool.
Right.
But yeah. So what else did you sell? I know I saw some Ripley's.
Sold 3 Ripley's, a Newt, a Vapor, this Predator, but that was already sold. So that was one. You know.
Yeah,
whatever.
hold that thing up because I know that has been. You've been sharing that on a bunch of people's stuff. That thing is sick.
Thank you.
Man, look at that. If people really understood the amount of work that is ridiculous. What steel is it?
This one's S90V.
Nice. Jeez, that got thin to the edge, didn't it?
Yeah, it's actually thicker than I normally leave them, but I didn't want TK breaking it when he beat it up. So,
is that who it's going to?
Yeah. Yeah, so I showed a sketch of it a couple months back, and TK hit me up, and he was like, "I want that," and I was like, "It's just a sketch. I don't know if it'll work." And it took some changes, but yeah, worked out pretty well. I like it.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's a good design, nice, useful blade shape.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was going for because, like, you know, I love my Ripley, but a long ass fucking warning, you know, it's really not the most useful thing. You know, you can't get down on anything. You're only using like this much at the front of the fucking.
Love cameras.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, my Ripley, you're only using like this much of the front of the knife.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you know, just cutting stuff open.
You're not really getting into like something like that. You're not getting into like the belly of that when you're doing stuff. You're up here.
Yeah. So this one you can get down on things a little better, you know.
Yeah, Jim said grinding the S90V must have been a booger.
Yeah, it's Yeah, it's rude. That's for sure.
Now do a double action OTF, handmade, no CNC.
Yeah, I'm BNA. What are you doing to me?
Don't put the idea in his head because he'll try to figure out how to do it.
That's too much. Too much.
Marisol, what's going on? Marisol. Clip
What
point
up, Marisol?
over a warning. That's awesome. Yeah. Kane Miranda, what's going on? Hello, hello. Yeah, man. That is I when I heard that you sold everything, I was like, that's so cool. Because that's like the dream, right?
Yeah, really. I mean, yeah.
Now are you like married, but are you married to the table basically the whole time you're there?
I'll go out once an hour for a smoke break, and I'm right back there. Yeah.
Jeez, that's kind of rough though, isn't it?
It sucks, really. I mean, like, it's, cool talking to people stuff, but like not being able to experience the show or like saying the same thing 5,000 times in a row. It's taxing for sure,
Well, you have your spiel.
I'm not mad about being there and doing it. It's just like, man, yeah, I wish I could just wander around and like check some cool shit.
And
I got the issue because I sold out. I was fucking awesome. But like Blade West, I didn't see any of Blade West because I was at my table trying to hustle,
Yep. Ryan Ellis wants a Predator with a mirror finish. No, you don't want a mirror finish.
You're gonna pay for it too because I'm shipping that out to somebody to mirror.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
He's not doing it.
No. I don't even have. I'm not even set up to do a mirror polish.
So Blaze keeps trying to get me to do a chisel ground recurve now. What are you kidding me? Why would you even do that? That makes no sense. He's trying to get me to do a chisel ground blade, but I'm not into it. I'm not into it.
Don't do it then.
Well, I'm not going to.
That's the glory of making art. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I have turned down other things. That's for sure. That is for.
I've made a couple chisel ground knives and whatever, but.
Caleb 1776, what's going on, channel member?
I got to meet him down there, and
Caleb did.
Yep.
What's
I met him. I met Rolf. I met Barbie. I met Derek for real. I met Bando Picks.
Jim was there. Jim was there, right? But
yeah,
you probably met Jim Miller already.
Yeah, I met all kinds. I met Hey Man. I met Grateful Dong. I met so many people this year. Like so many new people I hadn't ever met in person. It was cool.
I'm glad you have realistic goals, Blaze Burger. I'm glad you have.
Oh, well, I'm with you, dude. I got big plans that I might not hit, but I got them.
Yeah, I mean, we can have big plans, but I have some big. I don't have big plans. I'm happy where I am, but I just roll with it. I have my plan, and then if I get some extra time, I'll make some extra things, and I'll just do that.
Take it as it comes, man.
But I know my buddy. I know like Corey, and there's some other guys that I'm friends with who have plans to figure out how they're going to do it full time, and they're just going to be busting some stuff out. Is that a Ripley?
This is a Newt, so it's a short Ripley. It's basically bobbed 1 inch on both ends.
I like the size of that one.
This one's a lot more carry friendly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Because the Ripley, I mean, it's like almost 10 inches long.
Yeah, that's. I love the size of that thing. I like that blade shape. I like a good warning, but
it normally doesn't swoop up on the end, but Carco broke it and reprofiled it a little bit. This is Carco's knife, boy.
Well, whose is it?
Carco.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's awesome.
I'm changing out all the stuff on it. It has a black micarta for the thumb studs and the backspacer, and I'm gonna replace it with Zerk for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Upgrades. Well, you said you were gonna get into some smaller stuff, so
yeah.
it's hard to keep up with all the names of things, and I stay in my hole, unfortunately. But
No, I hear you. Yeah, I got a couple more ideas for some smaller stuff. It's just finding the time to get them prototyped, and
you see that that all stuff takes time. When you're like, okay, I have a new idea. You try to get it down on paper. At least for me, I try to get it down on paper.
Yep.
And then because I just do fixed blades, I can make a blank. I know don't you do like card cut out paper and try to make the model out of paper, the individual pieces?
I've gotten pretty good at like my geometry and stuff on the inside that I can pretty much just draw it and know it's going to work, with some minor modifications.
Yeah. But then you go straight into working with.
Yeah, then I go straight into the metal. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I have my wooden blanks, but fixed blades is a completely different.
Oh yeah, like if I'm doing a brand new like fixed blade or something, I'll definitely do something out of either wood or G10 or whatever scrap I have laying around, and do a mock up, make sure it feels right in the hand and the proportions are good and all that stuff. Which I generally do with fullers too, other than this Predator, because it was just drawing and then he was like, I want that. So I was like, all right. So I just printed it out and stuck it on some steel and drilled holes and made it work.
Yeah. My buddy does stuff all in like polycarbonate.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Yeah.
So you can actually it's good if you're trying to work with like keeping the holes exactly where you want them to be, then working with handles and doing all that would help you figure all that out.
For sure.
But I haven't played with a lot of this, shaping it and doing that. You have to get the right polycarbonate or plastic, or this stuff it's brittle. And if you don't get the right stuff, like you can't get plexi, it's just going to crack.
Right.
But that's why I play with my wood stuff, and then I can do
for sure.
I can always go back to it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I saw you redesign some stuff, right?
Yeah, you do a design, and I look at it and I look at it and I look at it, and I'm like, there's something that bothers me about it.
For sure.
And it was the blade handle were almost exact. Like the whole measurement of the blade was 6 inches. Blade was 3, handle was 3.
All right, I got you.
But there was something about it that just looked funky. So like this is one of them. So you have the thorn.
It almost looks blade heavy, even if they're the same length. It looks blade heavy.
That's my point. It was blade heavy, where even though it's exactly the same measurement, it's very blade heavy, and it kind of feels like you have like this little stumpy handle. So I extended the handle out a good half an inch or so.
Oh, cool.
And it gets it almost 4 fingers right where your pinky's on it, but it ends up looking a lot better. So I just redid all the wooden blanks for not just this one, but about 2 or 3 other models that I had.
Nice.
I call them models, patterns. So now you have that same thing, but now you've extended that handle out a little bit. Yeah. And now it's more balanced.
I like it.
So now it's like, that's what it was. And now.
Yeah. Just a little extra, man. Just really helps it out for sure. Aesthetically, and I'm sure in hand feel.
Just that little bit.
What up, Bando? I just talked about you.
What's up, Bando Picks? What's going on? Yeah, so that little tweak extends that and just changes the look of what that will be moving forward. And then because I have this pattern so I can get them water jet cut out,
right.
I've already got our friend Loot to update that size on that.
Nice.
And 2 of the other ones, the Thistle as well, because here's a finished product of that. And again, it's just, I don't know. I did extend the handle out a little bit on this one, but even still, the handle still feels weird to me. So I extended that out even a little bit more. So it'll be.
Yeah, man. I've tweaked all my designs a little bit over the years. Like
you just start looking at it and you're like, something bothers you about it, and you're like, I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna do something different. And then,
hey, Brown Sugar,
what's up, Brown Sugar? For me, it still has to be what I consider in the EDC realm, comfortably.
Sure.
And when you get into something a little bit long, then it starts to get a little outside of that. So like the Dust Devil is the perfect example for me. It's a pretty long knife, but because it's so thin, it keeps it within that EDC realm.
For sure.
Just because of the way I like to carry my stuff. But like I picked up this when it was released. That's the TRM tag along.
It's nice looking. I like that. The high on it.
Little 3-finger, full grind. I forgot what the blade steel is. It's some PB 27 something. It's like,
dude, even I'm not super savvy with a lot of steels, man. I've only really worked with like 6 steels tops, like.
Well, I only work with like 3. So
yeah.
PSB 27 is the blade steel that they used on this.
It's a terrible name.
Which is like a spray form D2, from what I understand.
Okay. All right.
So, I don't know. It comes with a nice leather sheath.
Nice.
And yeah.
But looks clean, looks useful.
TRM is such a great company, though. I love working with them. They're just doing really cool stuff.
What's up, Denise?
What's up, Denise?
I got to meet Denise down there in Atlanta this year.
Yeah, she's been sharing like links and stuff for you.
She is just a sweetheart, man. She set me up like a fan page on FB, so it's just about like Blessed Knife stuff. And
that's awesome. Yeah. Heck yeah. Got to get the word out, right?
For sure. She runs a tight ship, man. I barely get any sleep over here.
Yeah, I hear you. Believe me, I hear you. This weekend, I like I'm sitting on the couch on yesterday, and I was like falling asleep, and my wife was like, "Just go take a nap," and I'm like, "Really? I have stuff to do," and she was like, "Just go take a nap."
Just go nap. Yeah.
I was done for like an hour and a half, and I feel great.
I feel you.
But
we hot as hell here. Our fucking washer just died yesterday, so that's been a pain in the ass. Had to take stuff up to my mom's house to get wash it.
Oh, jeez. Wait, where are you at again?
Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know why I thought you were in the PNW, but
no, man, that's way better weather. It was like 100 degrees here today and like 60% humidity.
Well, now you're getting into my territory.
Oh, dude, Omaha is terrible, man. Like, it's hot and it's humid, and then it's negative below zero. Like it's
I can't take that. I'll take my 30s, and that's about as cold as it's going to get here.
I would prefer that. 30s is good. I'm good with that.
Yeah,
but like every January we have about a month where it gets to like negative fucking 20, and it's horrible.
No, you lost me at negative.
That's what I'm saying. I don't leave the house just like I don't leave the house right now when it's hot. I stay my ass inside.
But on the flip side, you go outside here this time of year, you're swimming.
Right? Yeah. You got way more humidity for sure.
Swimming through the air. That's why I really can't work out in my shop past about 2 o'clock.
I don't blame you.
It's just too. It's just too much.
Give me time.
Yeah. And it's just
like I said, I have big plans. I want to put on my own show, but it's going to be so much different than every other knife show.
Oh, you want to put on your own knife show? So there have been some things in the work here in Florida for doing something like that. I know I put out one of my videos, TNFNUs, about not being able to go to Blade Show, but preparing next year. Yeah, Kathleen, you know I'm an early bird. And then Scabs, Scabs.
Yeah, I actually met him this year too.
He did like this whole thing about why, because he's a Florida guy, why Florida doesn't have its own knife show.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
And it does. It's just very small, and a lot of people don't know about it.
Sure.
There's one in Lakeland, Florida, which is here in the Central Florida area. But it's a small show put on by a bunch of old timers, and they've been doing the same thing for like 30-something years for this show. And they're having kind of a change of the guard right now, and some younger people are coming in. So they're going to try to grow that show, it's nice. An awesome show. It's like $5 to get in, and there's a lot of collectors, some dealers that sell a bunch of production stuff, and a bunch of custom makers. So you get a good mix. You got the Randall collecting people, you got the Swiss Army collecting people, you got all the case collectors, but then you have custom makers. And so that's where I've met a bunch of people. And so we have that show, but on top of that, I know a couple other people who have been trying to put on another show. So we'll see if that happens. I also am trying to schedule. I don't want to do a show. I just want to do a meetup.
Sure.
So I want to schedule a meetup. I picked a date, just so any of you guys that are here in the chat or going to watch this after the fact are in the Central Florida area. December 6th is our first Saturday in December. I'm going to try to schedule something, just kind of like a cool meetup for all. It could be collectors, makers, people that want to be part of the knife community, people who are part of the knife community.
That's a cool idea, man.
So I'm going to try to invite as many people. I'm going to rent out this building, and we're going to do that one.
Hell yeah. That sounds awesome.
If there's one in North Florida, Jim Miller, I would do my best to go. Yeah. Jimmy Cox, you're right. That's why I want to do December, because it's a really great time of year down here. The weather is beautiful. The area that I'm doing this is kind of like, it's an American Legion building. And so it's kind of like has this old kind of rustic feel, has a brick fireplace in it, and it kind of has this old rustic feel. It's in a nice little downtown area, so there's all these little shops and restaurants, brick roads, that type of deal. So it's kind of cool. So I want it to be a family thing. I'll put it together for a couple hours. Everybody come hang out. We'll talk knives. Everybody put out your stuff out on the table. If some people want to sell some stuff, they can sell some stuff. And then we'll be done, and go have dinner someplace or whatever right there. So everything's within walking distance. So there's plenty of parking. There's like a full 3-story parking garage there and everything else. So yeah, minimal snowbirds in December. They'll be there, but not where we will be. So where are you trying to set up your knife show? Good question, Kathleen.
Here in Omaha. Here in Omaha.
That's awesome. Are you looking to work with a couple people with that, or just kind of your own deal?
I have a wild plan that's too complicated to get into, but basically I want like a show put on by the makers for the makers. Like no fucking weird company putting it on, no production shit going on there, like all custom shit, music happening, actual good food, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
So it's like the custom maker, Nebraska, Omaha's custom maker show, custom knife maker show.
Yeah, man. Some form of collective effort where basically the money that we would normally pay for a table literally pays for the show. So like no one really ends up spending any money, because then we'll have like ticket sales and we can end up like, getting some money back to the people who put on the show. I don't mean, it might not like totally like offset it, but I'm saying like, I don't know.
Break even.
I don't want to get some fucking people, I don't know who they are, rich. I just want to put on a show.
That's awesome.
I don't want to make money. I just want a cool ass show because don't get me wrong. I love going to knife shows. I love seeing the wares, but knife shows are fucking boring, man. They're just a swap meet.
You said it. Because like that show I was just talking about, you walk around, you spend maybe 2 hours, 3 hours there, and you've seen everything. You've talked to everybody, and you're good. That's why I don't mind spending the $5 to go, because
sure, yeah.
I drive 45 minutes to get there. I walk around for a couple hours, talk to some people that I'm friendly with, and then I'm done. If I want to buy something, I buy something. Alabama Damascus is there. I might pick up some steel or some handle material, and
for sure.
And
right,
it's quick and easy, but it's the only one that's close to me where I don't have to drive several hours to get there, which is just a pain in the ass. I don't like. That's just like Atlanta. That's going to be a big deal for me to try to get up there and deal with all the headaches of travel.
Oh, I hear you, man. Like, it's not cheap or easy for me, man, for sure. Like,
and putting on a show is much harder than people would realize.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
There's a lot of things. Just getting the insurance, because these hotels or conference rooms or whatever, they're not just going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, come on in. Just give us the money to rent it out. You're good. No, they find out what you're doing, and they're going to want insurance, and they're going to want to cover their butts on if somebody gets cut or somebody gets hurt, or there's a lot of things that are crazy. But yeah, Caleb, Atlanta was a drive. You drove from far. Yeah,
Caleb went on
did a lot of stuff, Jim.
Crazy trek, yeah.
Yeah, Jim, COVID kind of wiped out a lot of things for a lot of people, that's for sure.
Wiped out my last career.
You zoomed in again.
This thing is so touchy.
I've been thinking about getting a new camera, but
no, I mean, this camera is really nice. Just sometimes you use the wrong hand motion and it zooms in on you. Kathleen, it's kind of a loaded question. I'm about to start working. I started working on the next 4. If that's what you're wondering.
He's got that. I have. Oh, geez, how many do I have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8.
Madman.
I have 8. I'm in the works right now.
Nice.
I have 8, not including August, because that's another 6 on top of that I've kind of been getting started. So
yeah, that's a lot at once. Doing a bunch at once, it's just like.
Yeah. Well, I have I opened the books and I took on 6 builds, and I've thrown in an extra one, so I'm doing 7. Plus I started one last month, which is coming back from Heat Treat this week. So I have 8. But I have everything written down in this book. Then I have 2 whiteboards that I have everything written down as well, like steel, finish, handle materials, Kydex, everything. Yeah. So I have it written down in 3 different areas that I could always be like, oh crap, what am I doing? Oh, okay, right here. So
yeah,
but that's how you gotta keep yourself organized.
I just closed my books for at least a couple months until I can get some orders caught up. I got 40 ahead on the books.
See, that terrifies me, because people have questioned why I do the books the way that I do them.
It's a little daunting, I'll tell you that.
And that's why, because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm 4 months out on my books, and then I'll slowly get to them. And people are like, yeah, open your books up till you get like 10, 15 orders for 6 months, and then when you get to them, you get to them. I'm like, that bothers me. So
yeah, I'm still learning how I want to deal with all of this, since this actually became a business. I'm still learning. I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. So things will change, like right now I'm working in sets of 4, and I'm only working on custom stuff, but eventually like I'm going to have to do other things in between, or I'm not actually going to fully pay bills here. Because the custom stuff just takes so much longer. I need to be able to put out, a couple drops of some fixies. I need to be able to put out, a drops of like, some plain Jane folders, for random people to snatch up. I don't know. I'm just learning how to work this all out and not fucking piss people off.
It's such a hard balance. And sometimes you just have to be like, well, I'm going to piss people off and they're just going to have to get over it. But this is how I work, because I've pissed people off with the way that I do it, but I do it for a reason.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'm the one at the end of the day who's got to suffer with the stress of trying to balance all the things that you were talking about, trying to get a bunch of stuff on there. I'm sure you get it. Like, how can I, at least a couple times a week, how do I get one of your knives? And it's like, well, I made a video and I'm like, here, watch this video. I keep it in my playlist here on YouTube. I'm like, here follow this link, watch this video. This will help. So I don't have to sit there and try to explain how I do it. But I do it because that's how I stay sane. Where I can do like water jet stuff 1 month, where I can bust these out a little bit faster and I don't have that much to do. And I can just drop a bunch of them on my Etsy store. And then I have the books where I can do my full custom stuff for those individual people.
Yeah. See, I need to come up with a better, because I've just been working on, I take orders and I work an order or whatever. But now that it's like a full-time thing, I have to actually like make enough money to live. I have to do other things other than just custom book spots. So I'll be figuring that out through the rest of the year. And plus I also want to get into like making a mid-tech. So I'm trying to talk to people about getting parts made and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's something that I know there's a couple other knife makers that are looking to do that. I don't know the company. Fred the Lug, what's going on? Wade Knife and Tool, hello. Addicted to Blades, what's going on? Yeah, you got to come up with your own method of how you want to do that. And then if you could do the mid-tech stuff, there's companies that have just huge warehouses and huge buildings, and they've just built a huge empire. And that's basically all they're doing now. They have CNC machines that cut everything out. All they're doing is sharpening and making sheaths, really, and just screwing stuff together at that point. So it's awesome place to be, but you really got to bust your ass to get there and figure out
things that are a long way out. Like I never thought I'd be planning to buy a fucking milling machine and all this stuff, but nowadays I don't see it beyond me to maybe own a CNC someday and like do my own machine assisted customs and all that stuff. Like it depends on how the business goes and where I really end up wanting to go with my craft, and if I want to make more money or stay just doing it. I don't know.
That's the evolution of doing it. I think any knife maker, you start off doing one thing, and you're always searching for how you can make your process faster, or more proficient. And for you, I know that's your flag that you put in the ground to say, look, I do not have a mill and I'm doing everything by hand and on a drill press, basically.
Yeah, and I've prided myself on that, but that ain't gonna cut it, man. I can't keep that up,
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's a great thing that you can hang your hat on. But imagine if you did.
I know. I can't wait to get a mill, man. I'm gonna be like a kid in a candy store learning to use that thing. Yeah.
That will be like, oh, now I'm flying through the books because your pocket clips only took you a couple hours instead of a couple days.
I hate pocket clips so much.
I know. That's why I said it. I knew
that. Man, I hate them.
That's the thorn in your side. So seeing the back spacers and the pocket clips.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Else is easy. But yeah, you got to come up with do that. Denise wants some Newt fixies. There you go.
Yeah, I told you she runs a tight ship, but yeah, I'm on
that. Well, Jim seconded that.
So I just hate your fry bar. We're having a beer out of the fridge.
Yeah, no worries. You could take a business any direction you want, whatever time you want. Yeah, this is true, Ryan, but you still got to be making that money at the end of the day. So it's awesome. Donnie hates pry bars. No, he doesn't. He doesn't hate pry bars.
Fred, I've thought about that too, like actually getting a model out to some random company, but nothing like anything I would normally make. Like I would design something specifically to get made for that reason.
As far as, is he talking about production?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, would it be awesome to see a production Ripley someplace?
No.
Yeah. I mean, that would be pretty stinking cool.
I mean, in one fashion, yeah, but like,
would that be the one you would want to
do? I would never do that as a production knife, like, or at least outside the U.S. You know, like I might do it as a mid-tech or something like that, but that's my baby. You know, that's my flagship design. Like I would never let other people, you know, do whatever they wanted to it.
No, I get that. He hates making Kydex sheaths. You hate making Kydex sheaths?
Yes, yeah. I hate working Kydex. I hate it. I'm not good at it either. Like my sheaths work, but they're not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that nice click. I always hear yours, and I'm like, damn, why can't I do that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Fred, for sure, man.
A lot of screwing it up at first, and then I learned how to do it. Gut tube, what's going on? He hates K-bars the most.
So, like 4 years ago, I'll have to dig the picture out and send it to you. But I grew up with him. He's like one of our closest friends, me and Ernie. He commissioned me to make him basically a K-bar, but handmade. So I made it out of quarter-inch CPM 154, and just hand-stacked leather, hardened guard, hardened pommel. Like I called it the K-bar killer. It was pretty gnarly.
Kydex and sharpening are the least favorite parts of making.
Kydex
I can second that. I
don't mind sharpening my own shit, but I don't know. It's never consistent because I just do it by hand. You know what I mean? Yeah. I need a guided system.
Yeah, there's one that I'm working on getting. It's basically like a 1x30 laid flat, and it comes with a Tormac angle, fixed angle. So literally, you're just like, you can just right there on it. So there's a guy making them down here in the Tampa area. I might put some funds together to get that, because that is always, I'm always looking for something and what's going to speed things up. And I take forever sharpening stuff. I'm prideful about it because I know my stuff is sharp, but you can ask anybody who's been bit, Jim Miller. And, but yes, if I could stop at like right before the blade is done, I don't have to do a Kydex sheath and I don't have to sharpen it, I'd be very happy doing that.
Yeah.
Blue Naughty, what's going on, Blue?
I gotta run a little boys room, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, man. More Greg Shaw model concept models different than his custom and OEM streaks designs. Thanks, Chris. I do my best. I do my best with the sheaths. Bluminati, how are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Yes, Fred, I am in the Orlando area. Met with Edward R. and Jonas Iglesias when I was there several years ago. That's awesome. That is very cool, Fred. Chris has been bit by his Aries knife. Oh no, Chris, sorry. I took my 1x30 and mounted it on its back so the belt rotates away from me, and then modified a cheap guide from Amazon. Yeah, that's kind of what this person did, but he just laid everything flat and built, like, he has the motor and a pulley and a platen flat, and then he took a Tormek, the angle, and somehow mounted it, and so it's just, so I'm gonna have to pick one of those up. I will do that. I treated a blade show this year as mine. Caleb, today's the first day I've not been salvaging. Yeah, Blue, you deserve to relax a little bit. Mike, your Kubi Bloom got you? Oh no, Caleb, that's not good. So you guys know the Kubi Blooms at White Mountain Knives are now all sold out. So sorry for everyone who did not get a Kubi Bloom, but I checked earlier today and all the Kubi Blooms are now sold out at White Mountain Knives.
That's awesome.
You can still get them directly from Kubi, but White Mountain Knives is sold out. Yeah.
Nice. What up, Weldon Carey?
How does a fixed blade bite you? I thought a bite is when the folder catches your face. I think anytime you get cut by a knife, you get bit. Oh yeah, see? Hold on. Let's check that out. I love the hole.
Yeah, I really like the hole on these.
Yeah. And you still have the flipper, so you could possibly just delete the flipper off. Yeah, look at that. Oh, so you have space between the back spacer and the scales. Is it just floating there? And
yeah.
then the forward part of it?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's an awesome design.
Thank you.
I love how it just floats out there. It's really cool. And it's all titanium?
Yep. Yeah, this is black anodized and then tumbled.
Excellent. I like to and turn it again to the backspacer because of the thickness of the knife itself. Yeah, so that's a good thickness for your hand to fit. That's awesome. Your cat is yelling like mine does. I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all.
It bothers the hell out of me.
Weldon Carey, hello. Aries, did you get the parts for your grinder yet? No, Kathleen, I still haven't gotten it. I have the motor. Let me take off Donnie.
Yeah.
I got the motor, but I don't have the controller. The controller's on back order. They should have them this week, I was told. So hopefully by not this week, next week, it'll be shipped to me and I can start doing it. But I just did 8 knives on my 1x30.
Yeah, dude. I can't believe you were putting in work on that 1x30, man. Like, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I mean,
you gotta do what you gotta do though, man, while your other one was down.
I didn't have a choice. The other one's not working, so I have to keep things moving. So I'm back on my 1x30. That's where I started, and I've made tons of knives on my 1x30. So
yeah,
it was like riding a bike. I just get right back on it, and I did 4. I did 4 this morning in about 2. It took me about 2 hours, but I got 4.
That's pretty quick.
I got 4 of these done.
That's pretty quick.
I got these 4 done all on the 1x30 today. So
nice, dude. That's awesome.
It's just, like you said, I didn't have much of a choice in the matter. I can't just sit around and wait for the parts to come in. I got to start working. So we'll do that.
Yeah, I mean, the Ripley's my favorite. The Ripley's my favorite.
The Ripley is it's a great design. I don't care. I can still see how that is a very useful tool. So
yeah, but like it is a big knife. The Newt is definitely much more carryable.
I like that. I like the Newt. The Newt.
Yeah,
I like the Newt. That's like right my size type of knife. I like the little bit smaller. But
for sure.
I like the little. Do you anno it with the manganese and electricity. Yep.
I used to do
power. You have a power supply, and you do the anode into the sodium. Is like sodium bicarbonate, or do you use the manganese?
All right. For the black, I use the manganese.
I love the floating backspacer. Yeah, that floating backspacer like going past the standoff. That is just how it just floats out there. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Is that purposely done just for aesthetics, or do you do it to make sure nothing like touches the blade or anything like that?
No, it's just aesthetic, yeah. And I'm like this one I made. This one's on I think it's 20 or 40 thou. I made copper washers.
That's cool. So between the scales and that backspacer are just copper washers.
Yep.
And that is so freaking hard to line all that up perfectly. People don't, because that space has to be perfect, and you're not just, you can't just buy perfect washers that fit that space perfect. You have to, I'm already thinking how to solve that problem, and it's like, damn, that's a lot of work.
It's like, I mean, and because the shit we make, you and I both make, like, we can totally make washers, but is it a pain in the ass? Yes. Does it take a day or two just to make like a set of washers? Yes. Like,
and that's
worth it. It is because it's cool, but
it's cool. That's why I don't think I could do folders, because I don't think I could sit there for 2 hours milling out the clip or something. I would get ADHD set in real fast, and I would just be like,
I definitely will like start some stuff and then go work on some other stuff and then come back to this. Like, I'm definitely like that for sure.
That's crazy. Do you have any front flippers? I don't think you do.
I don't. My new Impulse model I made, I kind of designed it to see if it would work as one, and it does not. But I think I know how to tweak it and make it work as one. So,
I hear that, Donnie. Fred wants 2 inches in your style with all deployments.
I don't think you can afford me in that sense, buddy.
Well, Fred, I have my garage where I do all my grinding. I just have like this one little section in my garage that I do all my grinding, and it's dirty. I just posted a video today of me playing with the steel that is all just laid out on the table. That turns into like a carpet when you start playing with the steel, and it all kind of moves in one piece.
Fred, what do you mean by you said, I thought you said the whole thing was titanium. Yes, this is all titanium.
Yeah. The frame with the copper washers.
Oh, all right. Copper washers.
The main parts are titanium. The copper washers is just a spacer between the back spacer and the scale.
The chat went way too quick. Fred, my website is like 4 years out of date. Do not look at that. That is trash. Everything else is on my Instagram.
Worked with Perlo a few weeks ago. I have such respect for you guys now. How much work goes into making a true full custom knife without water jet? Oh yeah. It's you gotta love what you do when you're gonna start getting into all that. So,
dude, Perlo's my boy, man. So I met Perlo, I don't know, about a year ago now, just online. I followed him, he followed me, and I was talking about wanting to get a Tapmatic. It's like a tapping thing that goes on your drill press. And he was like, "Oh, I have one, and I hate it. I can't get it to work right, so you can have it for cheap." And he sold it to me, and then like we became friends. And Zach Perlo makes some amazing knives. That dude's work is nice.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I always love learning about different custom makers because there's so many custom makers out there.
And he is a gem of a human. Like, that dude is one of the sweetest, nicest dudes I've ever met.
And normally they are. Normally. I haven't met too many that are complete jerks about things.
Yeah, but for sure. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. You should check his work out, and if you like him, Maybe invite him on your show because he's a super nice dude.
Yeah, I would love. I just wrote his name down, so I'll check him out. Yeah, there's a couple guys that I'm trying to get on the show. I've just been so busy; it's hard to just look up people and be like, "Hey, do you want to have this little show? You want to come on and hang out?"
I mean, shit, I don't want to like suggest who you have on your show, but
yeah, no, man.
I was gonna say
take ideas.
Wade and Knife and Tool, he's in the chat here, or he was. You should have him on. He makes fixies. He's cool as shit.
Yeah, definitely, especially people who are involved in the community. That was the whole reason I wanted to invite people on. Like you were one of my first guests, so obviously everybody probably within our community knows Donnie Bless and Bless Knives, but that doesn't matter. I still want to get people to get eyeballs on your product. Like when I had people like my buddy Corey or my buddy Jim, nobody knew. Not nobody. They're doing the circuit, going to shows, huffing it, trying to sell stuff. And like now he got some business just from being on the show, and then us doing that collaboration project together, he's gotten a bunch of business from that. So, and that's what I want. That's what I want to do that. Yes, Denise, I am driving to Atlanta next year. I'm either driving myself or I'm going to carpool with some people. I'll probably end up just driving myself because I don't like to be tied down, and some of the people I'm going with might not want to be involved in some of the community stuff that I know after hours I'm going to want to be involved in, like hanging at the pit and doing that kind of stuff. So I'm going to want my own vehicle there. So yeah, I'll drive. I'll be driving. Cheeto, what's going on?
Dude, I was thinking about driving next year too. Jim Miller.
It's a pain, but to have the freedom and you not have to Uber and everything else and do all that, then I don't know. My friend freaked when I told him what a Ripley costs. He crapped when I told him. Yeah, listen, you're talking about a full custom folder though. So yeah, that's why it costs. So
yeah, Jim, I talked to Jim there at the show, and he said that to me. He was like, you don't even want to know what I charge per hour for what I do. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the prices on the table, and it's well worth it. Yeah, Wade Knife and Tool. Wade Knife and Tool. If you're on Instagram, hit me up, and I'd love to have you on the show, man. So
yeah, Wade, hit him up, dude.
Yeah, SC Knife Monkey was here last week.
I hope you with Wade a bunch of Blade West.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would love to get people. That's what I want. I want to get people to do that. Derek Beans of Beans Blades is in Florida too. Yeah, I've actually met him. So yeah.
What up, Cheetah?
Well, Beans Blades came to the Gator Cutlery show, which is in the little show. So I've met him there.
That's cool.
I
met the cat from A Very Good Knife Company. I met him. I don't remember his name though.
Oh yeah, he's cool, man.
He's super nice dude. He came up and he was like, "Hey man, I follow you, blah blah." I was like, "Oh, right on." And then he told me who he was, and I was like, "Oh shit, what up?"
Yeah, he's been huffing it, and he's said good stuff about me too. So that guy is killing it, man. He's just trying to put out, and his knives are really nice. They are. Yeah. I've had a couple on the show or on the channel for review, and really good quality stuff.
Jim Cox, I'm planning on going, but I'm not going to work it. But I'm still going to probably bring some knives if anybody wants one.
Yeah, man. Hit me up, Wade. We'll hook it up. I'll get you on. We'll do that. I love getting makers on because Donnie knows, like, we've already kind of done it. When two makers start getting together, we kind of have our own language.
Oh yeah.
Especially with knives, because that's what I do. If you're talking leather, I know a little bit, enough to get by. Like I had Terry on, and I had SC Knife Monkey on, and they're great people and doing amazing stuff. But it's about getting eyeballs on people's products that they've never maybe met before or seen before. Because there's guys that have been making for longer than I've been alive that people have never heard of. And that's,
for sure.
That's ridiculous. They should. Yeah. So I don't know. There's mentors and everything else out there, but so there's this company. I don't remember the name of the company, and basically he was a custom knife maker, and he's moved to basically all he's doing is mid-tech, and his whole company is based off of just putting knives together, and he's selling, batches of 100 blades, and he just sells out everywhere. And it's like
crazy.
And I know my buddy Corey, he's like all about doing that and trying to put some stuff together where he's starting to do that. And I'm like, dude, that's awesome. He's got a full plan. Me and him talked. He's got money. He's got prices on things. And he knows he's going to build a building in his backyard to house everything. He already has a CNC machine and he has a bunch of stuff, but he's talking about upgrading that immensely. So
yeah, man, and that's awesome. If that's where the route you want to go or whatever.
Yeah, there's a true difference in price between full custom, non-CNC, and all others. Yep. There's something about a full custom blade that just has a different feel than a production. It's just whether, and even if it's getting water jetted, I don't think that counts because you're getting that.
Yeah, that's fine. Water jetting is fine.
But there's still so much work to do after you get that blade. I just can't take that to the grinder and start putting bevels on it. There's a lot of things that I have to do to fix that to get it perfect before I'm ready to do that. So
speaking of 50s and all that, I got to meet I don't know if you're aware of West Knives, Michael West.
Why the name is ringing a bell.
He makes fixies, but he makes I don't know, almost art style fixies. I mean, very usable, but they're all basically lined with silver and stuff like that.
Wow. Yeah.
I got to meet him at Blade, and I was just he was talking to me, and I'm like, I can't hear you.
Because
I'm looking at his knife. I'm like, I told him, I was like, I didn't hear anything you just said because I was staring at this.
If he's inlaying with silver and gold and doing all of that, I forgot what that technique is called. Where
crazy, yeah.
Where they're inserting the gold into the steel and then flattening it all out. There's a whole technique to it, and that's ridiculous stuff. Yeah, stuff like Stan Wilson comes to mind, and people like that, where it's that's just pieces of art, really moving art.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. I was like, he was like, oh yeah, blah blah. And so I using them and stuff. I was like, I would never use this.
Oh,
you just pat it all day long.
If I ever had a Stan Wilson folder, I'm not using that. That's going in some case someplace.
Oh yeah, I want a Michael Walker Taos fucking folder.
Oh yeah.
That dude, he's one of the dudes that's pinnacle of making for me.
Yeah, like Todd Fisher and Stan,
all those guys. All the legends.
Who's going to use that knife? Nobody's using that knife. And I get it. Some people are like, yeah, but it's a tool. It's meant to be. And I'm like, no.
And I fully am like that. I fully agree with that. But if I ever get one of those, I ain't fucking using that.
No, that would be a safe queen.
I might spread butter with it, tops.
And that's about all that it's going to be.
A little butter and jam. That's all.
I'd be terrified to do butter on it too. So, yeah. Somebody did a video with that. They cut a sandwich and then they took the blade in their mouth and licked it.
Ugh.
I'm like, oh, you got some balls there, dude. Hey, it's 9:00. Didn't you need to go?
No, I got till about 8:30ish, 8:45 maybe.
Oh, that's right. You're an hour. Oh,
yeah, I'm behind you, for sure.
I'm looking at the time. I'm like, holy crap, it's already 9:00. That's cool. I have but not a Stan Wilson. Yeah, no, yeah. That Stan Wilson, I saw that mechanism, the bolster thing that he has for Stan Wilson the first time I saw that.
Fred, do you follow Stefano Nardelli? Stefano Nardelli?
No. Nope. Stefano Nardelli.
That dude, he has a clip that's like inset into the frame, and you like touch it and like pops out, and then it like goes back in.
What?
Dude,
it's a retractable clip?
Yeah, it like disappears into the frame. Dude, it's nuts.
What is that? That's just ridiculous.
It's insane. And he does a lot of shit by hand too. All right, yeah, Fred knows what I'm talking about. As well as Glenn R. Hoven Customs. That dude's a fucking wizard. He's out of Norway.
There's some guys out in that area that are just.
He makes watches now too. Like he makes all his links out of like hardened Damascus. Like what?
What? Yeah. Nah, come on. That's just special, kind of stupid. That's. But you had nothing better to do, and you're gonna start. Oh, look at this! I'm just gonna make a watch band out of hardened Damascus. What? Yeah. That's just ridiculous.
It's insane. It's insane.
That is just.
It's like, I've had like, people in my, realms around here, like, oh, you're going to knives. Ooh, where are you going to go with that? I'm like, you have no idea. The sky is the fucking. I know of dudes selling $30,000 knives, you know what I mean? Like, encrusted with jewels and shit. Like, you can go as far as you want to go with this craft.
Well, it's all about what materials you're willing to work with. You're willing to do that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. If you want to expand out and do that stuff, I mean, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. There was at the knife meeting I just went to last week, Old Timer he brought this huge box of just materials that he's had just laying around. And he had like elephant tusk and all these different bone and antler and like just scales that you could tell have just been stacked away, like ivory and like stuff like you probably can't even buy anymore. Like chunk of elephant tusk like this, like that big around, like that. He brought a walrus tusk the last month. Donnie, this thing was like just a chunk of it was like this long and like that big around.
Dang.
And he was like, oh yeah, that's only like a third. He's like, I've already used all the other stuff for your knives that I had done.
JP Martin's too, man.
It's like you're gonna make a knife out of walrus tusk or elephant tusk. You're gonna make some stuff.
Yeah.
JP Martin makes knives with that clip you mentioned, hidden completely inside the scale.
I know he got some influence from the dude I was talking about, Stefano Nardelli. I know he got influence from other people, so he might have gotten it from that guy.
Forrest said that purple Ripley you had was one of the coolest things he's seen.
Thanks, Forrest.
Do you follow up with the people who like purchased your stuff? Do they still like reach out to you?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much. I mean, at least talk to a couple times every once in a while. Everybody that I've sold a knife to so far.
Yeah, because
I don't know when I'm in my process of making. Like I'm talking to people a lot. During it.
Yeah. So you get to know them.
Yeah, and it ends up not being just about the knife, or whatever. So I don't know. I've basically made friends with everybody I've sold a knife to. So.
Oh yeah.
So.
It's the same way. Like there's a little part of you in everything you make. So you're sharing a little part of you with every blade. And that was what kind of got me into knife making, was just having a horrible experience with a custom maker. So I'm constantly, every step along the way, oh, hey, I did your bevels today. I got the bevels ground in. I drilled the holes. This is what it's looking like. And just so they can see. Plus, I have
do shit today. I hand sanded this one little part.
Yeah. Look,
just letting them know. Just letting them know.
Yeah. And sometimes they're like, hey, I don't see the difference. And you're just kind of like, well, it's there. Believe me. It's there. Believe me. But yeah, that's kind of my thing. Plus I have the channel. So if they're not catching their emails or whatever else, then I'm posting videos all the time about the processes that I do. Unless that person doesn't want. If they specifically I
was like, if you don't want to see any of this live or me posting stuff, I was like, I'll keep it fucking under wraps until I'm done.
Go to the right when you walk into Blade Show and look at the first 4 tables to get your mind blown. All right, Jim, I'll have to remember that for next year.
Pretty sure Robert Carter is right around those tables. And that dude is the man.
Jean-Pierre Martin.
Yeah, JP Martin's fucking nuts.
That got you kicked out of Wawa in Jersey. Be careful. I don't know what you're talking about. Sometimes I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. I'll keep that to the safe. I'll have to remember that though, Jim, when next year. I'm so freaking excited about going though.
Dude, it's gonna be awesome. It'll be cool if you go, because I get to meet you. But the show's you're gonna have a good time, man. Like you can't really not have a good time unless you go with shitty people. So
no, it's gonna be fun, whether I'm hanging out with people or not. But I just want to go around to all, and God knows, this past year I reflected on the past year, everything that's happened in my world, and I still have a whole nother year. So it's like, God knows what's gonna happen in the next.
Dude, and you can get lost, and dude, because you're gonna walk by so many, because there's so many like dudes that make, like old school dudes that make fixed blades and stuff like that, and you're just like, it's just art on the table, you know what I mean? And it's just some old white-haired dude in a cowboy hat. He's like, oh yeah, you can play with it, it's cool.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, I know.
They don't care.
It's such a good time, man. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the problem is I want to get to the custom. Because I have 1 foot in custom and 1 foot in production, so I'm going to want to meet all these production companies too. That I do talk to on a regular basis, and
you definitely need all 3 days, buddy.
I'm going all 3 days.
And you better eat your fucking Wheaties. And
well, I'm trying. So Corey has a table.
Oh, nice.
So I'm trying to see if he can get me a vendor pass. I'll pay for it.
Man. It's like $50 or something.
So if he can get me a vendor pass, then I can get in early and do all that kind of stuff. I'll help him set up his table. I'll even sit at his table if he needs a break. But
dude, and that is very appreciated.
Oh no, I mean his wife goes with him, so she's there to run the table too. But I want to be there to support him, but I also want to be able to get around to everybody. So I'm hoping I can get the vendor badge. And I can get in early. So I want to be there. If he's going Wednesday or Thursday to set up, I'm there. Yeah. So invest a lot in energy drinks. Yeah, no, you don't want to see me on energy drinks, Blue. This is all natural. If I start getting Red Bulls and Monsters, I'll get jittery. I'll be all over the freaking place.
Well, yeah, if you make it down there, despite maybe seeing me at the show, we should definitely meet up for a coffee or something.
Absolutely, man. I would love that. And that's the problem is I'm going to want to do that with a lot of people. And
I was going to say, if we don't meet up, don't fucking feel bad because I didn't see a bunch of people that I planned on hanging out with.
Nah, I will feel bad, but
you
understand why.
There's too much going on. There's too many people.
You will 100% understand why. I don't mind a lot of walking, Chris. That doesn't bother me. I can walk. We spend about 100 hours going through the list of 950 tables to decide where to go first. We numbered everyone and color coded it. Yeah, I think everybody has told me that. I think Jim told me that too. I averaged 4 miles a day the last 3 days. That's awesome. I'll get my 10,000 steps. I'll be at Blade Show West as a spectator. Wade Knife and Tool will be there. Awesome.
Oh, you're just gonna hang out this year, buddy? So am I. We'll actually get to hang out.
Yeah,
and
cool.
Just on smoke break.
Go to the pit every evening. Well,
if you got to take a nap after the show so you can hang out a little later at the pit, do that because the pit gets more wild as it gets later.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
If you leave at like 9, it's gonna be boring as fuck in there, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, the pit's not crazy." That's because it's not crazy till like 10 or 11.
When the drinks start hitting in.
Exactly. Yeah. Most of us are degenerates.
That's when the crazies come out, right?
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I want to there are certain tables that I really want to go to, certain people, obviously you being one of them, that I want to hang out with and at least go to your table and be like, so.
Yeah, for sure, man.
See what you have. Because I already know by next year, I'm hoping Kubi goes again next year. And they learned that they need to have a booth and not just one table. I don't know how successful they were, but I know hopefully they'll still be selling that. And then I have 2 more Fixies coming out with Kubi, hopefully this year. And then Pickled Steel, the guy Aldo from Pickled Steel, who's been making his rounds, getting himself known in the community, Pickled Steel, they are going to have a table or a booth there next year as well. And they are working on a folder designed by one of my designs as a folder.
Really?
And I wish I could share pictures of that, but we're not ready to share that yet.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, Aldo is a knife guy, Caleb. Absolutely. So he's one of us. DVD, what's going on, man? What's going on, DVD? Thanks for popping in, man. But yeah, Aldo is great. Me and him have been working this design, and we're supposed to get a prototype in probably the next 2 to 3 weeks. I should be getting a prototype, and we'll be going from there. So it's crazy.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
It's crazy to do. I think that Kubi went with the intent to just show stuff and not sell at all. Too many of their knives were being sold at individuals' tables, and they didn't want to compete. It's a fine line. Yeah, but I'm sure they sold some.
What, DVD's in here? What up?
Yeah, DVD made it. Well, I was happy to see their table, and I saw that the blue was there. So, hey, it's crazy to see one of my designs out there. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
I'll terp your slurp, buddy.
My trouble is I have squirrel moments. I'll be going to my objective and see a cool display and run into friends. Yep.
Dude, I'm like that too. I'll be like, Ernie, I'm going to see this maker. And then I'll talk to like 4 people on the way and then go back to the table and never went to see the original person I wanted to see.
Yeah. And I think like DVD is going to be there, and there's going to be a lot more people, I think, next year, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, that's how I felt this year, and it keeps getting more and more every year. And I'm like,
our community is just getting bigger and bigger.
I fucking love it. I think it's awesome.
Oh, so do I. Just understand that there isn't a pit situation at Blade West, I don't think.
No, Blade West is kind of boring as fuck, but
I'm fine with it. I'm not like I'm not into all that, but I do want to hang out and meet people. That's for sure.
Well, not everybody's getting fucked up there. It's just like it's like this open area at a hotel.
I've seen it.
Where everybody congregates.
I saw pictures, which is cool, and I'm not like uncomfortable around it. I don't care. I really don't care, but it's just not something I will partake in.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah, see, very cool. DVD, we'll hook up too. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, your kid's graduation this year or some shit.
Yeah, his kid graduated high school. Ridiculous. I don't have to worry about that. My kid's in freaking Romania right now.
Hey, you better. You're gonna be at Blade West. You better hit me up, Jorge, because I fucking hate SLC. That place sucks.
Definitely no pit, but plenty of places to meet up. Yeah, I'm sure at Blade Show West. Yeah. I mean, if you want to meet up with people, there's places to meet. That's for sure.
Also, I know so much more people now, so now I'm not like too worried about it. Like, the first year we went, we knew literally no one at all. That's the first time I ever met Stevie and a couple other people. And then we went last year, and like, there still wasn't. I mean, I hung out with Stevie and shit afterwards at his fucking rental place or whatever. But that's basically all we did. I didn't really hang out with a whole lot of people other than whoever was at Stevie's house.
Because that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna do a rental situation. So.
My bad, Jorge. I wasn't trying to talk shit on where you live. Sorry. I did that to, if you know who MPG EDC is, fucking Meredith. They live up there, and I was like mad shit talking to SLC, and she was like, "Oh yeah." She's like, we should go out to get some dinner because that's where we live. I was like, "Oh damn, sorry."
Sorry. What state is it in? It's in California, isn't it?
Blade West is in Utah, Salt Lake City.
That's right, Utah.
Horrible.
But they don't have it at the other big show. They do have the pit stuff. Well, I think the pit probably just works because it's near where the facility is.
I still haven't made it to any of the little shows. I've emailed a couple of them about getting in, and people have not emailed me back. I don't think people like me.
Nah. Denise, that's the plan. The plan is for us to kind of do the whole Airbnb thing. So,
nice.
Nice. Yeah, I won't be going to Utah. I'll do Atlanta.
I'm just gonna go hang out. If I can afford it, I'm gonna go hang out.
Yeah, you're kind of in the middle, but Atlanta is the closest thing that
they're both 17-hour drives for me.
Like I figured, like I've just thought of it. I'm like, yeah, you're probably in the middle.
Literally the fucking middle of the two of them. Yeah.
So for me, you see the state of Florida.
Wade, that's all.
You see the state of Florida. I'm right in the middle of it. Right.
I'm pretty sure Moab is in Utah, and that's like a big four-wheeling spot. And that's been a dream of my entire life to go there and four-wheel my Jeep.
Oh, that's awesome. Heck yeah. I used to have a Jeep. Did all that kind of stuff. We were just stuck in the mud all the time, though.
Yeah, I mean, lots of mud. And so, I mean, Nebraska, there isn't like rock crawling or nothing here. You know, you get mud or some hills. That's about it.
Yeah. We did all that kind of stuff. That's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, Jeeps, I had big trucks when I was younger.
Yep. Been there, done that. Did all of those things.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are crazy. Y'all got those swamp trucks that are all crazy.
You have to.
Yeah, for sure, man.
They're yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy stuff. Yeah.
I don't want to jump into that.
Well, I'll jump into something else then and bully you into maybe making something someday. Do you ever make kitchen knives?
See, now you were talking about that the other day, and I was like, it'd be cool to make a little paring knife.
That's what this is, just a little paring knife.
Yeah, I have not.
Very thin.
What blade stock is that? That's like.
It started at, I'm pretty sure either like 0.9 or 0.1, but it's probably like 0.85 now.
Yeah.
It's pretty thin. But the great thing about that is if you don't mess up the bevels, it takes you like 4 seconds to bevel this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean.
You're not removing much.
Yeah, no. Like, you're going to start with a 120 grit. That's all you probably need.
Well, I got this one too, and this one's like 0 ground. So it's like.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Ultra thin.
Like, I would do. Like
this one's got
in my household. I would do it for like just to play. I liked what you did with the liners and stuff. That's awesome.
Thank you.
See, those are the things that I notice. It's like, because I know all the work that went into lining all that shit up.
Yeah. Oh, and I don't do it often, but when I do it, it is very satisfying when you get done.
Oh, yeah. When you're done with it.
And you're all like, look at that. It's perfectly straight.
Yeah. That's not easy to do, people.
No,
that's not easy to do. To build the scale. Because I'm assuming you built the scales first.
Rolf, whatever you like.
Do you build the knife? Do you build the scales before and then put them together that way?
What's up?
If you're doing multiple construction scales, do you build the scale first before you start fitting it to the knife?
Yeah.
So like that red and black one with the micarta and the G10.
Yeah. So I built 2 blocks.
Yep.
That were red lined with this on top, and then this up front.
Yep.
And then I made sure I drilled them the same, and then shaped them off from that. But I also glue up even if I don't do segments, I glue my liners to my handle material before I ever start to shape the knife. Like I don't do a multiple piece glue up. It's just the 2 handle pieces.
Yeah. Well, I do the same, but it's just funny when people are like, "Oh, I just do a bolster? It's not a big deal." And I'm like, "No, that's a big deal."
No, it is a big deal. Yeah,
now I have to come up with. You had 2 pieces of material, even if it was just a liner. That was 4 pieces of material. Now we're going to 6 to 7 to 8 pieces of material, and then you got to glue it all together, line it all up perfectly. So you can't just be like, "Oh yeah, I just want to throw this inlay in." Okay, well, hold on.
Back up a little bit. Let's talk about it.
I know it's great. You just want to throw this little piece of true stone in there or something, but that becomes a big deal when you have to build the scales, line it all up, glue it all together properly. So, yeah.
Fred, I fully shape my handles to 98% done before I ever glue them up.
And I do pretty much the same. I'll leave a little bit extra. It depends what material I'm working with. Micarta, I might go a little closer to the finished. Something like the Kieranite or G10. I can leave that a little thicker because that's just material. You can just move that material so much faster.
Right.
It's not as hard to work than some of your woods and micarta, etc. But yeah, so it's always fun to do kind of stuff. Yeah. I had how about? And I already know kind of the answer probably from you because you're just so busy with everything else. You don't have time to do anything. I've been playing with doing like pocket jank. Yeah. Like in my spare time, doing like worry stones.
Yeah.
Out of like just
there's good money in it.
I have just little blocks of material and just doing a little worry stone. Like someone wanted to make some scales, and I did all the glow knives last December, and they asked me to kind of save as much material as I could, like the dust and everything else.
Right.
And so they threw all of that into this resin material.
Oh, well, that's fun.
They made these resin scales, which are completely see-through. I have a flashlight, but you can totally see through them.
Oh, that's wild. It's all like bright blue and
the whole thing glows. The whole thing glows in the dark. So I was like, I don't know what I was going to do with this material. Actually, Kelly's Mishmash
right here, Craig.
Kelly's Mishmash made it. She made me like 2 giant chunks of this resin material, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with it. Because what's funny is there's like chunks of steel, and there's all kinds of different things in this material. There's little bits of steel and little bits of everything else in that material. So I didn't want to do a handle with it because there's actually little flakes of metal in there. But I did a little pocket jank, little worry stone with it, and I have like little bits of Kieranite. I'm gonna try to do with that kind of stuff too. I want a worry stone. Well, like I said, Denise, it's not like I don't go out of my way. If I have like an hour or 2 to work on something, that I'll try to bust one of those out. But a lot of times I don't.
Fred, I was trying to talk to you in the chat, and it won't let me chat anymore. So if you have any questions ever, just holler at me.
That's weird.
I think it like signed me out of fucking YouTube. I don't know what's going on.
Oh. See, I have like, and I'm sure you probably have little bits of material.
Oh yeah, tons of scrap stuff laying around.
So,
yeah,
like this is like some really thick Kieranite, that lava flow. So
yeah, man.
like, what am I gonna do with that? I could do a bolster look with it. I could do play with some handles. But I'm like, that would be like the perfect worry stone.
Yeah, man. Fit it down, polish it up. Yeah.
It's nice and thick. You get that nice deep curve in the middle of it to do that. And I did one, and I gave it to my daughter, that one, but even with the metal in it, if it shapes well and it's smooth. I don't know. I might do something, a knife with it. I don't know. I have to straighten it all out.
That's fucking weird.
To straighten it all out. But yep. So I've done one DVD. I did one with that material, but Bryn has it. She might have it. Hopefully she took it with her on her trip, but that's okay if she didn't. Ooh, freaking Romania. Yeah, it's always fun to play with different things. It's just that's not my focus. That's not my focus. I want to do.
There is no extra time.
Well, no.
You know what I mean? Like, not if we're busting ass to do all these other things. Like, no. There really is no extra. See, it won't let me message Fred. What is this bullshit?
I don't know. No, there's no extra time because I'm like, for me, especially right now, I'm trying to save money to go to blade shows. So, I finished this group of knives. I better start finding something else to work on.
Yep.
So I like already, I'm going to finish these 8. And then I already have August because I'm doing all hawks in August.
Nice.
I'm doing 6 of these.
Yeah.
6 of those in August, 3 in AEB, 3 in 80 CRV2. And then from there, I don't know if I can fit in something new. I don't know. I've been wanting to do another one of these. Maybe I'll have the balls to try to do that again. But
I've still never done a fucking full hawk bill or whatever you want to call that, recurve or
it's weird to grind it because I use a jig.
Yeah.
So I had that set in the jig, and the middle, I had to spend more time in the middle because the tip and the ricasso area got thinner faster than the middle did.
For sure, for sure. Did you have to kind of use like the edge of the platen?
Yeah, you had to use the edge. I did my 1x30, which
that's pretty thinner. Yeah, I'm used to a 2-inch wide platen, so
yeah. So like the 1-inch wide platen is actually better for something like that because
that makes total sense.
You're not like taking up so much space. But I will do another Talon one day. I'll do another one. Everybody, and I know Bluminati. I know if you're still in the chat. Yes, I know. That's all I'm gonna say. I know what he wants. Look, I'm gonna take it out again, Blue. I haven't forgotten about you. I have not forgotten about him. I don't even know where it is anymore. Here. Look, Bluminati.
Uh-oh.
It's there. It is there. He wants the full-size version of that.
I got a peace out, my friend. My homie's about to show up.
Hey, man. Thank you very much for doing this, Donnie.
No, thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure, always.
Yeah, always good chatting with you. Good luck to you, man. And Blade Show next year. We're hooking up. We'll grab coffee. We'll do whatever.
Yeah, buddy. For sure, man. Thanks for having me. I'll see you soon.
Man. Well, later. All right, guys. That was Donnie. Thanks for him for coming on. That was awesome. Let me get caught up. Aries, I've been doing some of the same scraps. I mean, yeah. So I have, let's see. I have that bin right there. You guys see that little bin? It is full of just scraps. Scraps that are like this big or smaller. And I'll dig into that to do just projects. But the pocket jank has been fun to just kind of work on something a little bit different. Just waiting for Blue. You will weaken soon. Listen, if I have free time, I will do it. I will do it. I will do it. I want to do it. How about that? I want to do it. All right, DVD. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for popping in. Thanks, Rolf. Yeah, awesome for Donnie to pop in and to do this with us. That was really stinking cool. So I've kind of updated you guys where I am with everything. The grinder is still down. I'm doing everything on my 1x30 and just trying to get it done as quickly as possible. The June builds are going really well. The stainless I'm getting ready to send out tomorrow. So for those of you who are on the books right now, the 2 stainless blades are getting sent out for heat treat tomorrow. Yeah, Donnie, man, you take it easy. Thank you. That's cool. Later. And then the 480 CRV2 blades I showed you guys a few minutes ago, I ground all those today. So those I just got to clean up and get them prepped for heat treat. And we're flying. We're already flying. I got all the handle materials purchased, so we got to see that. Trouble Bunny, what's going on? Welcome. I was showing some of these off earlier. But we got to refine some of these shapes. I think I keep looking at things and I keep wanting to change things. But yep, so I've been killing it, guys. And then the Hawks are coming in July. So if I am done with all the Hawks in August and all the books in July, then I will, just like last month or last section, I want to do another one of these. And then maybe the full version of that. That is Illuminati has first dibs, though, guys, on the Raptor. I said it. Okay, I said it. The Raptor. This is a Talon. The Raptor. Illuminati's going to get first dibs. I'm just saying. I don't know with his current situation if he'll be able to, but I'm going to offer it. And you guys are nice enough. You'll probably make it happen. Knowing you guys, you'll probably make it happen. Oh, no, he's been in my head for a long time, Caleb. You have no idea. No idea. This has been going on for a long time. Maybe, Jim. It might. I have to do it, and then you guys will leave me alone, right? You'll leave me alone about it. It'll finally happen, and then we can wash our hands of it. I only have to make one. I didn't have to say I make more. I'm just gonna make one and move on. I will make one, and then I'll be done. Keith the Knife Freak is in here? Wait, what? Keith the Knife Freak. What is going on, mister? I will fade into the mist. Happy Sunday Fun Day. Bring on the Hawks. Yeah, they're coming. I have been working on them along with everything else, Rory. So they'll be on here. I'm still trying to figure out handle material. I think I have a really good idea of what I want to do, but I'm strictly remembering Harry said never again. Yeah, never say never. I guess you're right. Raptor. Yeah. Yeah, you'll find something else. You guys always do. You guys always find something else. But big knives aren't my jam. I'm just saying. Big knives aren't my jam. Take it for what it's worth. But big knives aren't my jam. They're just not. There's so many other people doing big knives. I don't do big knives. I do small knives. So, all right. Well, listen, guys, this has been absolutely fun. They're your jelly, though. Yeah, they are my jelly. I'll do Crow. Crow is about as big as I'm going to go. I don't need no XXL spike. We have a spike. It's not going to get any bigger than that. Something funky with micarta and matching bolsters. You guys are killing me. Yeah, I know, Corey. What's up, Corey? How's it going? Yeah, but we're talking. Did you see it though, Corey? We're talking about a large recurve. We're talking about that. A large recurve. It's a lot more material, but listen, if you guys want a big knife, talk to my friend Corey. He'll make you a big knife. He'll make you a big knife. Big knives are hard. Look, Keith will do a big knife. You ask Keith to do it. He'll do it. He does kitchen knives, bushcraft knives. He does everything. No Chinese war swords? No. You have seen what I do, right? That'll be fun on not with the 1x30. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I'll do this one on a 1x30 though. I'll do that one on my 1x30. I did this one on the 1x30. I might have to break out the 1x30 for that. I'm not special and have 1-inch belts for a larger thing. You and this chisel grind, I can tell you that's not going to happen. I don't even know where to start with a chisel grind. Yeah, you guys, Corey was there. He was there. Brings a tear to my eyes. Adventure 50, 1,300 subscriber giveaway. Live stream starts at 10 p.m. Awesome. Well, I'm going to jump off so he could do that. Go big or go home. Yeah, I'm good at staying home. I'm good at staying home. I'll stay in my small little place. But all right, listen, guys, I got to be done. I have an early morning. Congratulations, Adventure 50, on your 1,300 subscribers. That is awesome. So go check out him. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Please remember, subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. Again, the choice is always yours. Later.